Reddington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Reddington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net. Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information, or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com.
Building a new home or garage or expanding your current living space, the Home Planning Center specialists at Hammond Lumber Company are here to help. Bring them your ideas and explore Hammond's digital library of stock drawings for more inspiration. Hammond's drafting department will provide a customized floor plan. Once you approve the design, you'll receive detailed plans and a complete materials list. And when you buy all your materials from them, Hammond will refund all your design fees. To get started, bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
When you're ready to remodel your kitchen, find all the materials and services you need at Hammond Lumber Company. Get inspired by the extensive in-store displays in Hammond's kitchen, bath, and flooring division. Hammond's designers will help you visualize your space before the work begins. And all design fees are refunded when you purchase your materials from them. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. When it's time for a new kitchen, it's time to bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Redington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Redington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net. Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com.
Building a new home or garage or expanding your current living space, the Home Planning Center specialists at Hammond Lumber Company are here to help. Bring them your ideas and explore Hammond's digital library of stock drawings for more inspiration. Hammond's drafting department will provide a customized floor plan. Once you approve the design, you'll receive detailed plans and a complete materials list. And when you buy all your materials from them, Hammond will refund all your design fees. To get started, bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
When you're ready to remodel your kitchen, find all the materials and services you need at Hammond Lumber Company. Get inspired by the extensive in-store displays in Hammond's Kitchen, Bath, and Flooring Division. Hammond's designers will help you visualize your space before the work begins, and all design fees are refunded when you purchase your materials from them. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. When it's time for a new kitchen, it's time to bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Redington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Redington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net. Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com.
Building a new home or garage or expanding your current living space, the Home Planning Center specialist at Hammond Lumber Company are here to help. Bring them your ideas and explore Hammond's digital library of stock drawings for more inspiration. Hammond's drafting department will provide a customized floor plan. Once you approve the design, you'll receive detailed plans and a complete materials list. And when you buy all your materials from them, Hammond will refund all your design fees. To get started, bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
When you're ready to remodel your kitchen, find all the materials and services you need at Hammond Lumber Company. Get inspired by the extensive in-store displays in Hammond's Kitchen, Bath, and Flooring Division. Hammond's designers will help you visualize your space before the work begins, and all design fees are refunded when you purchase your materials from them. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. When it's time for a new kitchen, it's time to bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Redington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Redington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net. Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com.
Building a new home or garage or expanding your current living space, the Home Planning Center specialist at Hammond Lumber Company are here to help. Bring them your ideas and explore Hammond's digital library of stock drawings for more inspiration. Hammond's drafting department will provide a customized floor plan. Once you approve the design, you'll receive detailed plans and a complete materials list. And when you buy all your materials from them, Hammond will refund all your design fees. To get started, bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
When you're ready to remodel your kitchen, find all the materials and services you need at Hammond Lumber Company. Get inspired by the extensive in-store displays in Hammond's kitchen, bath, and flooring division. Hammond's designers will help you visualize your space before the work begins, and all design fees are refunded when you purchase your materials from them. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. When it's time for a new kitchen, it's time to bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Redington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Redington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net.
Good afternoon, everybody. Epic View Sports Network presents Lawrence High School Baseball. My name is Scott Ballard with you live from the Chase Toys Incorporated broadcasting booth at Keyes Field at Lawrence High School in Fairfield, Maine. Today's game features the visiting Waterville Purple Panthers and the home team Lawrence Bulldogs. Today's game is brought to you by Chase Toys, Thorndike Road in Unity. Dirigo Veterinary Care, 14 Commons Drive, Waterville, 810-2255. Also by Hammond Lumber Company, online at hammondlumber.com. ES Bulos, experienced electrical and telecommunications contractors. Visit ebulos.com. Also sponsored by Redington Fairview Hospital, Central Maine Motors Auto Group, Northeast Analytic China Road in Winslow, and Two Rivers Campground in Canaan Road, Skowhegan, Outlaws Boys Lacrosse Soccer, also one of our sponsors. Instant Replay today is brought to you by Dirigo Veterinary Care, intimate caring and cutting-edge facilities for all your pet care needs. Dirigo Veterinary Care, 14 Commons Drive, Waterville, right next door to Starbucks, or online at dirigovet.com. It is a rather chilly, blustery day here at Keyes Field. Temperature right now is 47 degrees. It feels a lot cooler. Luckily, we are behind the plexiglass windows here of the Chase Toys broadcast booth. Let's go over the starting lineups today. This is the season opener for both teams, so we really don't have a whole lot of preview. There are some veterans coming back for the Waterville Purple Panthers under head coach Russ Beckwith, whereas the Lawrence Bulldogs under head coach Corey Pelletier do feature a pretty young starting lineup. And here are your lineups. First for Waterville, your left fielder number 3, Oliver Levan. Second baseman number 13, Milo Taylor. Batting third and doing the catching today, number 2, Felix Chapa. On the hill today, number 7, Jacoby Sirois. Your first baseman today is number 24, Wyatt Jones. Playing third today, number 26, Harper Hubbard. Shortstop for Waterville today, number 8, Derek Kuchar. In right field, number 5, Sean Walsh. And rounding out the Waterville Purple Panther batting order, your center fielder, number 9, Jaden Veazey. For the home team Bulldogs, doing the catching and leading off today, number 14, Keenan McLean. In left field, number 11, Trevor Pellerin. Your first baseman today, number 2, Jackson Dangler. Playing third base, number 8, coach's son, Jack Pelletier. On the hill for Lawrence today, number 5, Dawson Moore. Your second baseman today, number 3, Anthony Almeida. Number 10, Cale Boster is your right fielder. And number 1, Nolan Owens is your shortstop today. And number 9, Caleb Giroux playing center field. Once again, as I mentioned, this is the opener for both teams. And I'm feeling rather old because I coached Corey Pelletier, and now his son is playing for him many years later. And also, his assistant, Jevin Owens, was a player for me here when I coached at Lawrence in the 90s. Get the PA going here to do a few starting lineups. It is a chilly day. The field looks pretty nice considering the rain we've had and the conditions. Grass is greening up nicely. This is a very typical kind of April vacation atmosphere and temperature for these season openers. And it does affect the play. It is difficult to play when it's this cold. It's difficult to pitch. It's difficult to do pretty much anything. It is a chilly day. The wind is blowing pretty hard. We'll read a few sponsors here while we're waiting for the lineups to be read on the PA. Epic View Studios has sponsorship space available for this broadcast. If you're looking to attract more customers, hire employees, or create awareness for your business, we can help. There are thousands of viewers just like you who watch sports here on Epic View Studios. Get your ad on TV. Call Brian at 207-631-8870 or email Brian at epicviewstudios.com. Getting the starting lineups introduced for the Waterville Purple Panthers right now under head coach Russ Beckwith. Russ has been there for quite some time now. I see my old friend Billy Brooks behind the plate today. He's one of the best. He's an outstanding umpire. And as I mentioned, the Lawrence Bulldogs home team today, they are a young group under head coach Corey Pelletier. Now they're going to be announcing the starters for Lawrence. While they're doing that, we'll get a couple more ads in here. Reddington Fairview General Hospital is a local independent critical access hospital providing quality comprehensive health care services located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan. Learn more at rfgh.net. Discover your next door outdoor getaway at Two Rivers Campground, located along the scenic Kennebec River in Western Onset Stream in Skowhegan. Adventure, relaxation, and great memories await. Start your journey at Two Rivers Campground. Visit us online or call 474-6482. Central Maine Autos Group, Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com. Now going to be playing the national anthem. We are ready for some opening day baseball here at Lawrence High School. Always love the start of a new season, all fresh hopes. Everyone starts 0-0, although a few teams in Class B North, which Waterville and Lawrence are both in the Class B North, have already played. Actually, Ellsworth, Belfast, Nokomis, and Old Town are all starting the young season out 1-0. There was a game earlier on this field today. Messalonskee hosted Skowhegan, as the Messalonskee field is currently unplayable. And this field is in surprisingly good condition, considering this was one really long, cold winter, and the spring hasn't been stellar either, but the field is in pretty good shape. So Messalonskee defeated Skowhegan a little earlier today on this field, 6-1. Messalonskee 2-0 on the young season. Skowhegan with that loss drops to 1-1. As you might expect, the infield grass does look a little shaggy. It's that beginning of the spring, sort of. Some grass decides to grow a little faster than others, and it looks a little choppy, but we're here playing baseball, and that's what matters. It's sort of like I noticed as you get older and I started getting more white hair. Well, most of my hair fell out, but my white hair grows faster than the non-white hair. I don't know why that is. It seems to be the same as the grass. Some of it grows faster than others. But anyway, we're playing right field on this field. Typically earlier in the year is a little bit soggy. Cale Bolster on right field is probably getting a little bit of his water soaking through his cleats. That's typically the problem area. It's the low-lying spot of the outfield. But overall, I'd say the field looks like it's in pretty decent shape, and we're getting ready to play baseball. Coach Pelletier out to tell umpire Bill Brooks a little something. Maybe a little ground rule modification. Kai's Field has some very unique ground rules. We do have that goal post right off the left field line, which actually can come into play. Even though it's in foul territory, I have seen balls hooked down the left field line that are fair that go and hit that goal post. Usually they have a pad on that. They don't have that on yet early in the season here. There used to be no fence here, and we had the light pole out in right field that was in play as well. Always treated it just like a wall. So Dawson Moore has finished his warm-up tosses, and Oliver Levan steps in the box to lead it off for Waterville here in the top of the first on this brisk, breezy day here in Fairfield. First pitch on the outside corner for strike one. Dawson Moore, the senior right-hander, number 5. Braving it out there with no long sleeve shirt. He's a tough kid. He's a 3-sport athlete. Another pitch, well spotted right on the outside part of the plate. Quickly 0-2 on Levan. A swing and a miss, strike 3. And Moore makes quick work of Levan. And I think Dawson's going to be very happy with that strike zone if he keeps getting that outside corner. And Dawson is a veteran, and he'll know he'll hit that spot. Into the box steps Milo Taylor, our second baseman today, number 13. Swing and a miss, quickly ahead 0-1. Moore working quickly, gets a sign from catcher Keenan McLean. Kicks and deals. That one's just a little bit too far outside, 1-1. Back in the day when I was coaching here in the 90s, you would never see a pitcher on a day like this with no sleeves. But times have changed, and you see it even in the majors. They just don't. Little foul number out in front of the plate. McLean retrieves that. The count now goes to 1-2 on your second baseman, Milo Taylor. One thing you used to see too, and you never see it anymore, is a starting pitcher, if they got on base, you'd have some of his teammates run a jacket out to him. The older viewers may remember that. You really don't see that at all anymore. You should like to keep that arm warm. That's a ball. More kicks and deals. Strike. quick 2 punch outs for Dawson Moore. The swing and miss, and Taylor is down. Quickly 2 outs here in the top of the first. And so far, Dawson Moore looks pretty dominant. Number 3 hitter Felix Chapa doing the catching today, steps in. Chapa's a big, strong kid, good hitter. A ball inside. That runs the count to 1-0 on Chapa. Defense straight away for the Bulldogs. That one just missed, just a little bit outside. Two and 0. There's a drive to left center field. That's going to be down for a hit. That bounced over the fence for a ground rule double, and Chapa put a charge into that ball. He is a big, strong kid, and I remember doing a couple of games last year where he hit some bombs. That's a long ways out there to left center field, too, and that one hopped over the fence for a ground rule double, and the Purple Panthers have a little something cooking here with 2 outs in the top of the first. That's a ball to Jacoby Serois. Jacoby's your pitcher today, number 7. Count 1-0 on Jacoby. Chapa leads off second. There's a strike. That same part of the outside part of the plate. The shortstop Nolan Owens, whose father I coached here many years ago. This is our first breaking ball from Dawson. Didn't quite get on top of that one. It's a ball. Counts run to 2-1 on Jacoby Serois, the Waterville pitcher. More kicks and deals. That's a strike. It evens up to count at 2-2. Chapa leads off second. Not a very big lead. Oh, hit him. That's going to sting a little bit on a cold day like this, and that is not what Dawson really intended with a 2-strike count. But again, on a day like this, it sometimes is a little bit hard to feel the baseball when your hands get cold. Typically, you see some games early in the year like this that can get a little sloppy with errors and walks, and sometimes they are rather lengthy affairs. There's a nice pitch from Moore against Wyatt Jones. Runs the count to 0-1. Number 24, Wyatt Jones, is your first baseman today. And another nice fastball in the outside part of the black on Wyatt Jones. That runs the count to 0-2. See what Moore's got up his sleeve here. Kicks and deals. Fly ball to right. Bolster underneath it and puts it away for the third out. That is a F9 for Jones. And after 1/2 inning, there's no score. Waterville has 1 hit, strands 2 base runners. I remember one day when I was coaching at Erskine, we played one of these early season games. Actually, I remember it being the Friday of the April vacation week where the season gets started, and it was cold like this, and we were playing at Oceanside, and it seemed like nobody could throw a strike or catch a ball or get an out. So we played for 3.5 hours and played to a 24-15 victory. Never quite forget that game. I remember the JV team traveled down with us and had to sit around and wait for 3.5 hours while we finished our game before they could get out there. It's a long day in the cold. To the mound descends Jacoby Serois. The big righty will be facing McLean, Pellerman, Dangler, Pelletier, Moore, Almeida, Bolster, Owens, and Giroux. The batting order for the Bulldogs. The young Bulldogs under the tutelage of head coach Corey Pelletier. And I see Corey has recruited Jevin Owens as an assistant coach this year. Jevin played for me here at Lawrence years ago. Fine young man. His brother Jake actually built my house for me. little free plug for you, Jake. Did an outstanding job. Ben Dostie, also on the Lawrence coaching staff. Ben runs the PAL youth baseball program here in Fairfield and does an outstanding job with that. Grounds crew here did a nice job getting the field ready, considering, again, there was a game here earlier today. So they had to drag it again, get it all lined up again, and it's looking pretty good for an early season matchup. See, Royce finishes up his warm-up tosses. Under the watchful eye of veteran umpire Bill Brooks. Again, one of the best in the business. He's solid and a good guy to boot. He's been doing it a long time. I left here my last season coaching varsity baseball here. It was a long time ago, 2001, and he was working games then. Throw down to second by Chapa, and in steps Keenan McLean, the catcher, to lead things off for the Bulldogs. Meeting of the minds at the mound right now. And we are set to see the Bulldogs try to get on the board here in the bottom of the first. That's the ball just a little bit high. We got Harper Hubbard, the third baseman. Derek Kuchar's at short. Milo Taylor's playing second. And Wyatt Jones at first. And that's a 58-footer for ball two. Again, a little tough to get the grip. It's going to take a minute for him to warm up. Around the outfield and left field, Oliver Levan. Your center fielder, Jaden Veazey. And your right fielder is Sean Walsh. Felix Chapa behind the dish. And Ciroy's on the mound. That is a strike on the outside part, and Bill Brooks has been consistent. He's been giving that strike, and these two veteran pitchers will figure that out and exploit that, as they should. Count runs to 2-1. Kicks and deals. Hard hit ball to short. Scooped up by Kuchar. Fires to first for the out. Nice play by Kuchar to record the first out of the inning for Waterville. And as a coach, on a day like this, at the beginning of the season, pretty much your heart goes in your throat every time a ball's put in play, because you just don't know what you're going to get defensively this early. Kuchar is a veteran, though, and he handled that nicely. Made a nice, strong throw. Trevor Pellerin steps in. Trevor's a left fielder today. Zero's quickly ahead 0-1 on Pellerin. Kicks and deals. That one was just a little bit outside, although Felix Chapa worked hard to get that call. Can't fool Billy Brooks, though. One's a little bit low, 2-1 on senior Trevor Pellerin. Trevor's dad, Jason, is the varsity basketball coach here at Lawrence, and also a former student of mine many years ago. There's a ball in the dirt. Count goes to 3-1 on Pellerin. Coach Pelletier advising Trevor to be very picky at this moment. And that's going to be ball 4. And Trevor Pellerin trots down to first base, and in steps number 2, Jackson Dangler. Jackson's a sophomore. Plays some quarterback on the football team. Ball in the dirt, blocked nicely by Chapa, but advancing to second is Pellerin on the wild pitch. And that runs the count to 1-0 on Dangler. So the Bulldogs have a runner in scoring position here with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Pellerin takes his lead at second, held on by Milo Taylor. Just a little bit up and outside for Serois. Serois still trying to find his rhythm. Parker Pellerin dancing off second, big lead. And that is inside for ball 3. 3-0 the count on Dangler. Pretty sure he'll be taking here. Pellerin with a big lead at second. I bet Dangler wishes he could have swung at that one because that was right there, but that runs the count to 3-1. There's a strike on the outside part, 3-2 as the fastball catches enough of the plate. That is low and outside, and 2 consecutive walks as Dangler takes his base. Serois struggling just a little bit to find the zone. In steps your cleanup hitter, your third baseman today, number 8, Jack Pelletier. That is Coach Pelletier's son. Jack's a fine young man. Up with runners in scoring position. Serois dumps in a strike on the outside part, 0-1 on Pelletier. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away. Pellerin advances to third. The ball squirts into left field, and here comes Pellerin on to score the first run of the game on a wild pitch and then a throwing error. So the Bulldogs strike first, up 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Manufacturing something without the aid of a hit there. Serois kicks and deals, and that's a strike. Pelletier will be protecting here. Dangler's on second base, taking a lead, held on by Taylor. Ground ball to third. Gets by the third baseman. There's no play. Not sure if the shortstop Kuchar called off the third baseman there, but it looked like to me that Harper Hubbard had a shot at that ball and just sort of backed off. I'm not sure if Kuchar called him off. But anyway, we're going to call that an infield hit for Jack Pelletier. And the Bulldogs have a little something cooking here. First and third with just 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Let's see if Coach Pelletier has a little something here, first and third. Pelletier is not being held on, so he'll just take off and take second base. Cut play from the catcher Chapa and did not fool Dangler. So a stolen base for Pelletier. And now we have runners at second and third, 1 out. Dawson Moore in the box for Lawrence, the Lawrence pitcher today. Serois fires a strike on Moore, the senior pitcher. Again, I'm cold just looking at Dawson right now. Jackson Dangler too, no undershirt. That's inside for a ball. That makes you count 2-1 on Dawson Moore, the Lawrence senior. Bulldogs looking to extend the lead here in the bottom of the first. That's a ball high. 3-1 on Moore. Certainly Dawson will be looking for his perfect pitch here. Outfield straight away. And that is low for ball 4. Didn't really hurt Waterville with first base open, but it is another base runner to contend with. And into the batter's box steps your second baseman, number 3, Anthony Almeida. People call him Ant. Fine young man, excellent basketball player. So Serois struggling to find the zone just a little bit. and has found himself in a bit of a mess here with bases loaded and only one out in the bottom of the first. Anthony Almeida's a junior, second baseman. He'll be patient here with the struggling Serois. There's a strike on that same outside part of the plate. 0-1 on Almeida. Plenty of room behind the dish here to the backstop if a pass ball. Well, Chapa just saved one right there. Generally here, a pass ball does mean a runner from third will score pretty easily. 1-1 on Almeida. That one gets by. And as we just mentioned, there is plenty of room back there, so it really isn't close. Jackson Daniel comes in to score the second Lawrence run. Advancing to third is Pelletier. Down to second is Dawson Moore on the wild pitch. And Serois is struggling a little bit, and I'm not sure if he's found his rhythm on this mound. It's early in the year. The mound looks to be in decent shape, but again, it was used earlier today, and the landing zone may not be great for him. Swing and a miss from Almeida. Serois kicks and deals. And that's going to be strike three. Swinging on Almeida. That's 2 down. And the Bulldogs will look for Cale Boster to provide a big 2-out hit here to extend this lead, which Lawrence leads 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Swing and a miss for Bolster. There has been no real contact against Bolster. He just had a little bit of trouble finding the zone, pitching from the stretch. Some guys in this scenario like to go from the windup, but Serois is choosing to continue to go from the stretch to try to keep Pelletier a little closer to third. That's a ball up. And stealing home is Pelletier. We got to play at the plate. And he is out. A bold play by Jack Pelletier. It was very close, but the tag was in time. And we have a caught stealing at the plate. And after 1 full, the score is Lawrence 2 and Waterville 0. We will be right back.
Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com.
And we are back here at Keyes Field on this rather bone-chilling day. I was out walking the dogs earlier today. It wasn't terrible, but it is cooling off a little bit. We're about the mid-40s with a lovely cooling breeze that certainly makes it feel a little bit colder. Dawson Morris finished his warm-up tosses, and we will begin the top of the second with the Bulldogs ahead 2-0. They scored the 2 runs without the benefit of a hit in the first inning with 3 walks. An error. That one got stuck in his hand. Release point. Harper Hubbard, your third baseman, in the box for Waterville to lead off the top of the second. More kicks and deals. That one's outside. Count goes to 2-0. Ground ball to short. Nolan Owens scoops it up. Fires on the run. And 6-3 on the putout. And we have a new first baseman. That 6-3 putout. Owens, nice job recording the out. Gabe Johnson enters the game at first base. Not sure what happened there. Pup foul. McLean, nice job. That was Derek Kuchar popping back, and a nice job by Keenan McLean. That's a tough play for a catcher. That foul straight over the top of their head. But nice job by McLean getting rid of the mask. We have an F2. And quickly we have 2 outs here in the top of the first. So again, Gabe Johnson has taken over first base duties. Count goes to 1-0. This is Sean Walsh, your right fielder, number 5 in for Waterville. Line drive softly up the middle and in for a hit just over the outstretched glove of Nolan Owens. And Waterville has a 2-out hit. Walsh at first base with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Jaden Veazey, the center fielder, steps in for Waterville. Dawson Moore gives a look to first to keep Walsh honest, and then a wild pitch. Again, just a release point issue. Sometimes with the cold, it is hard, as we mentioned earlier. That ball gets by Keenan McLean. And down to second, scoots Walsh. Count goes to 1-0 on Veazey. Ball just up, 2-0. Pelletier, Owens, Almeida, and Johnson in the infield for the Bulldogs. Left to right in the outfield, we got Halloran, Giroux, and Bolster. As we mentioned earlier, Keenan McLean behind the dish, Dawson Moore on the mound. Count goes to 3-0 on Jaden Veazey. Sean Walsh with a short lead at second. And that's just up for ball 4. Veazey wasn't sure if that was ball 4. It indeed was, and he trots down to first. And Waterville has 2 base runners here in the top of the second inning with 2 down. So Moore made quick work of the first 2 batters, and then things slowed down a little bit with the single and the walk. And now we are back up to the top of the order, Oliver Levan, who struck out in the first. Levan comes up with a runner in scoring position. Waterville looking to claw their way back here. Lawrence leading 2-0 in the second inning. Gabe Johnson not holding the runner at first, which he's correct in not doing. Strike 1 on Levan. Moore ahead. Quickly kicks and deals. Strike 2 swinging. Dawson Moore's working quickly here. Oh, and 2 on Levan. And the pitch. And that's going to be strike 3. Looking. And Dawson Moore gets out of the second. Little mini jam there, but dispatches Levan with a strikeout to end the threat. And after 1.5 innings, the score is Lawrence 2 and Waterville 0. In that inning, we had 1 hit, Walsh, and then we had to walk. Moore did get the 1 strikeout. We'll have Bolster, Owens, and Giroux coming up for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the second. Coach Pelletier out to chat with Bill Brooks on a lineup change. I'm guessing it must have had something to do with Johnson. While that happens, I will remind you our instant replay is brought to you by Deergo Veterinary Care, intimate, caring, and cutting-edge facilities for all your pet care needs. Deergo Veterinary Care, 14 Commons Drive in Waterville, right next to Starbucks, or online at deergovet.com. Epic View Studios has sponsorship space available for this broadcast. If you're looking to attract more customers, hire employees, or create awareness for your business, we can help. There are thousands of viewers just like you who watch sports here on Epic View Studios. Get your ad on TV. Call Brian at 207-631-8870 or email Brian at epicviewstudios.com. So Ciro's back to the hill for the bottom of the second. We'll see if he can find his rhythm a little bit. And again, this is very typical of these early season games. Morris actually looked pretty sharp. He struggled a little bit with Beasy in that last half inning, but he's looked pretty sharp. We'll see if Ciroy's can find his rhythm. It is tough early in the year. You're going from practicing in the gym on probably a wooden mound, or sometimes just off the flat floor. Everything feels a little bit bigger once you get outside, especially in the cold. It's quite a transition, and it might look easy, and it really isn't. I always felt those first couple games, you're bound to see some walks and errors. They usually go hand in hand. Defense gets a little bit back on their heels when there's a bunch of walks. But we'll see. Bottom of the second, we got Cale Bolster leading off for Lawrence. Cale's playing right field today. Waterville defense straight away for Bolster. Bolster hit a home run at Waterville last year as a freshman. I want to say I'm not sure if it was his first at bat of the season of his high school career, or it was early in the season. I know that. Coach Corey Pelletier in the third base coaching box. Jevin Owens over in the first base coaching box. That is ball 2 on Bolster. Zero's kicks and deals and swing. A little chopper right at the plate. Foul. 2-1 on Bolster. Nolan Owens waits on deck. That's up for ball 3, and Bolster's ahead in the count. And again, I'm sure Coach Pelletier has talked to the Lawrence hitters about being patient as they witness Ciroy struggle a bit to start this game. And that is ball 4. And Bolster leads off the bottom of the second for the Bulldogs with a walk. And in steps Owens, son of the first base coach, Jevin Owens. That's a ball up. Big lead for Bolster at first. I would not at all be surprised to see him going here somewhere in this sequence, but we'll also see what the count works to. You don't want to run into an out with a pitcher who's struggling. You might see something now. That's a strike. Kind of a check swing for Owens. Count runs to 1-1. Big lead for Bolster at first. Ball in the dirt, blocked nicely by Chapa. Makes the count 2-1 on Owens. Ball 3. Working today with the outstanding cameraman technician Gage Johnson. We're up here. He's by the open window, so he might be a little cooler than I am. I got a closed window in front of me. Swing and a miss from Owens. 3-2. I'd be very surprised if we did not see Bolster take off on this pitch. 3-2 is typically where we would go, and there he goes. And that pitch is up for ball 4 anyway. And the Bulldogs have a little rally started here in the bottom of the second. Caleb Giroux, your 9th hitter, your center fielder today, steps in. Coach Pelletier preaching patience here. Also, wouldn't be terribly surprised if maybe he squared to lay one down. We'll see. Chapa thinks the same thing as he instructs the defense what to do in this situation on a bunt. And you always worry as a coach, again, early in the year. Yeah, and he does square. I don't see anyone charging. Here comes the first baseman, and that's a balk. That whole scene was kind of awkward. It was as if Waterville wasn't quite sure what was happening there. So now I'm sure the bunt will be off unless Corey Pelletier wants to try some sort of squeeze, which I can't imagine with one out that would happen. Excuse me, nobody out. Nobody out. Strike on Giroux. The scoreboard says there's one out, but there is not any. Yeah, there's no out. And that's a ball. Count goes to 2-1 on Giroux, the center fielder, number 9. And Sirius struggles to find the strike zone continue a little bit. Not on that one. Swing and a miss. Big swing by Giroux. Count goes to 2-2. Sirius looking for a big strikeout here. Keep that runner at third base. And he got it. Swing and a miss. And Giroux goes down on strikes. And we're back up to the top of the order. The Waterville infield, well, they were playing in. Yeah, it looks like they're still going. And they're going to try to cut that run down at the plate. Feeling like, even though it's early in the game, they're not feeling like maybe against Moore they're going to score a lot of runs. So they really want to try to keep Lawrence down here. And that's where it does not pay off to do that sometimes. That's a base hit up the middle for McLean. Bolster and Owens both in to score on the 2-run single by Keenan McLean on a line drive up the middle. And that is that sort of situation with the infield in like that, that really there was no chance to make that play. Whereas if the infield were back, maybe that could have, but you just never know. You just never know. That one snuck through, 2-run single for McLean. Again, a pitch in the dirt. McLean takes off and steals second on the pitch in the dirt. Alert base running by McLean to get to second. And that is a stolen base. And we have another runner in scoring position, do the Bulldogs, with one out here in the bottom of the second. Already ahead 4-0. McLean off second base, held on by Taylor. Swinging a foul back. This is Trevor Pellerin. He walked in the first inning and did score on that wild pitch throwing error combination. Sirius kicks and deals and finds that outside part of the plate again. Not sure Pellerin was convinced that was a strike. Unfortunately, we don't have the ABS challenges like they do in the major leagues this year. McLean takes off and the pitch is in the dirt. Kind of an awkward slide into third, but McLean safely into third base with another stolen base. 2-2 the count on Pellerin. Infield in. Well, at least the shortstop and third baseman are. Fly ball to center. Pretty well hit. And tagging at third base is McLean, and he will score the 5th Bulldog run on the sacrifice fly by Trevor Pellerin. That's an RBI for Trevor. Jaden Veazey on the catch for Waterville. Brings up Jackson Dangler, who also walked in the first and scored. Popped up, a mile up. Oh, and Taylor falls down and made the catch despite battling all sorts of things that were happening to him. That is out number 3. I'm not sure Waterville knew that it was out number 3 for a second. I think they were stunned after that play. Anyway, after 2 complete, your score is Lawrence 5 and Waterville 0. We'll be back in just a moment.
Building a new home or garage or expanding your current living space, the Home Planning Center specialist at Hammond Lumber Company are here to help. Bring them your ideas and explore Hammond's digital library of stock drawings for more inspiration. Hammond's drafting department will provide a customized floor plan. Once you approve the design, you'll receive detailed plans and a complete materials list. And when you buy all your materials from them, Hammond will refund all your design fees. To get started, bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
And we are back. Dawson Moore finishing up his warm-up tosses. We're going to begin the top of the third. Bulldogs up 5-0. On the benefit of just 1 hit. That was the Keenan McLean single. Milo Taylor leading off for Waterville. Here to start the third. Taylor struck out in the first inning. Taylor had a little bit of an adventure on that pop-up, losing his footing and then getting up. That's a ball. Let's count to 2-0 on Taylor. And Gage and I were just talking, that's not easy when you fall down and then have to get back up and relocate the ball and battle the wind and all the other elements he's dealing with today. So that was a nice job. Ground ball to third, under the glove of Pelletier. And that's going to be an E5. Just slid under the glove of Pelletier. And I think you just anticipated a little bit of a hop there, which is not unusual, certainly for these conditions. As you look at the infield, is a little bit choppy, but that one stayed down and snuck under the glove. And Waterville has their leadoff man on. Here's Chapo, double to left center in the first. One hopped over the fence. Ball to make the count 2-0 on Chapo. You don't want to give him too much to hit because he is an excellent hitter. Taylor takes his lead at first. Ball outside. And the count runs to 3-0 on Chapo. There's a strike. 3-1. Milo Taylor on first after the leadoff error. Seems content to stay there. And that's ball 4. And Waterville trying to answer the call here. A few runs of their own. First and second, nobody out. Cleanup hitter, Jacoby Cirois, your pitcher today. He was hit by a pitch in the first. Infield at double play depth. Gabe Johnson, excuse me. Creeping in, looking for a possible bunt down the first baseline. Now it's 0-1 on Cirois, your pitcher. That's in the dirt. Nice pick by McLean to keep the runners put. 1-1. Some more winds and deals. Swinging a foul at the plate. It's going to make the count 1-2 as Bill Brooks retrieves that foul ball. Inspects the baseball, decides it's still all right. Moore's having a little bit of trouble locating his breaking ball at the moment. And that's not unusual, again, early in the year. Count goes to 2-2 on Serois. There's that fastball in the outside part. And down looking, Jacoby Serois. Strikeout number 4 for Moore here in the top of the third. That brings up Wyatt Jones, who flew to right in the first. One down, runners at first and second. Moore kicks and deals. Swing and a foul. Looks like it might have got a piece of Wyatt Jones. Those feel real good on these cold days. And pitches a strike from Moore. Quickly 0-2. I remember one game when I played high school baseball way up in northern Maine. So cold one day. I took a ground ball to the eye, and later in the game, one square in the mouth. 2 bad hops on a day that was probably about like this, only colder. It's a ball. Back in the old Lee Academy days. Played some cold games up there. Swing and a miss. And Moore, after getting the first 2 base runners on, takes care of the 4 and 5 hitters. Both go the route of the strikeout, and we are 2 down here in the top of the third. Harper Hubbard, your third baseman, steps in. That one must have been up just a little bit. 1-0 the count on Hubbard. Milo Taylor, the runner at second, Chapper at first. The pitch. Umpire Brooks has been consistent with that strike call right there, 1-1. Expect we might see Moore go back to that spot. Well, he tried to, got away. In the dirt, retrieved by McLean, but the runners do advance on the wild pitch. Count 2-1 on Harper Hubbard. Waterville with 2 runners in scoring position here in the third. Moore kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Evens it up 2-2. Dawson Moore looking to strike out the side and end this threat. See if he trusts that breaking ball here. Nope. Oh, just over the glove of Pelletier at third on the line drive. Here comes the runner to the plate. The throw is not in time. And Waterville is on the board. A 2-run single by Hubbard. And Taylor scores. Chappa scores. And on the throw to the plate, Harper Hubbard advances to second. That was a little bit too middle. Moore didn't really want it to be right where it was. Kind of served it up there a little bit. Really his first mistake of the game. The scoreboard says 5-1, but it is in fact 5-2. Swing and a miss. Swing and a foul by Kuchar. Kuchar popped to the catcher in his first at bat. Yeah, the scoreboard has been rectified. Yes. The scoreboard on our Epic View Outstanding Gage Johnson scoreboard was correct. The scoreboard at location here was in fact incorrect, but is now fixed. Count runs to 0-2 on Kuchar. And I'm not sure what he was looking for because that was right down the middle. Strike 3 looking. So Moore does in fact strike out the side. But Waterville does get 2 runs. They get 2 runs on 1 hit, couple of walks. And our score as we head to the bottom of the third is 5-2. Moore on the day has 6 strikeouts after just 3 innings. You never know early in the season too. These pitchers are most certainly on a pitch count. Early in an early season game like this, I typically would like to have my guy go no more than like 75 pitches before We pull them out. It's just too early in the year to be tempting the fates and pushing it too far. As much as a competitive coach may want to, it's just really not worth it in the end. Lawrence will send to the plate. The third baseman Pelletier to lead it off, followed by Moore and then Almeida. And once again, today's game is brought to you by Chase Toys, Dirigo Veterinary Care, Hammond Lumber Company, ES Bolos, Reddington Fairview Hospital, Central Maine Motors Auto Group, Northeast Analytical, and Two Rivers Campground, along with the Outlaws Boys Lacrosse Boosters. Thank you for your support. And we have plenty of sponsorship space available for this broadcast. If you're looking to attract more customers, hire employees, or create awareness for your business, we can help you. There are thousands of viewers just like you who watch sports here in Epic View Studios. Get your ad on TV. Call my boss, Brian, at 207-631-8870, or you can email him, Brian at epicviewstudios.com. If you want to just send him an email and tell him how much you enjoyed the broadcast today, you can do that too. We're getting ready to start the bottom of the third. Seroy still on the bump for Waterville, finishing up his warm-up throws. Again, Lawrence will send Pelletier, Moore, and Almeida to the plate here in the bottom of the third, leading 5-2. And I do feel, Gage, that our temperature is dropping even a little bit more. Yeah. This is those days in which I wish I had hair. I don't. But I do have a hood, and the hood's about ready to go up. Back when I coached Coach Pelletier, I had hair, but that was 1990 something. And Coach Owens over at first base. Good to see these guys sticking around and getting involved in the program. And then you got on the other sideline Russ Beckwith, been with Waterville for a long time. Outstanding person. Great coach. Seroy's misses on the first pitch to Pelletier. Count goes to 1-0. That was a 57-footer. Again, I'm kind of looking at Seroy's body language. I don't think he's thrilled with the mound right now, and I also know it is very cold and it is his first outing. This is not unusual. There's another one. I think he's starting to get a little frustrated. Pelletier way ahead in the count, probably taking here. Yep, and that is ball 4. We'll see if that brings a visit from Beckwith. Not yet. And pitcher Dawson Moore walked in the first inning. There's a strike. Pelletier first here in the bottom of the third inning. Swing and a miss, and a throw down to first behind. A good throw may have had him. It wasn't a terrible throw. It was a really nice pick by the first baseman, but Pelletier dives back in safely. Counts 0-2 on Moore. Pelletier's on the move. He fell down. Now we're going to have a rundown. Oh, the throw is going to get away, and Pelletier is going to find himself fairly lucky as he advances to second base on the overthrow. Milo Taylor just couldn't quite get the grip on the ball and sailed it over the head of Wyatt Jones, and Pelletier advances to second. Count is 1-2 on Dawson Moore. Those are the kinds of things, too, that you'll see them be better at at the end of the year. A, in warmer weather, and B, after they've had a chance to really practice it. There's a strike from Serois and a backwards K for Dawson Moore. 1 out. Rundowns are one of those things too. You have to practice a lot because the defense sometimes will panic in those situations. You just don't practice it a lot. You don't see it come up that much in games. Ball outside. This is Anthony Almeida, who did strike out in the first. We got Pelletier at second base. Counts 1-0 to Almeida. Almeida, the second baseman today. And a ground ball hit softly to short. Kuchar up and fires across the diamond. Throw gets away. And in to score comes Pelletier. And down to second goes Almeida on the throwing error by Kuchar. And not to belabor the point, but this is just the kind of thing you pretty much are guaranteed to see on an early season game in these kind of conditions. And that was pretty deep in the hole too. Kale Bosta takes a strike. Kale walked in the second inning. Count currently 0-1. And I don't know how many, there's a foul down the third. Coach Pelletier showing excellent form. Hasn't lost a step. Coach Pelletier, a colleague of mine at KVCC. For a little while longer, as my official retirement date is July 1st. Which is all bittersweet. That pitches up a little bit. Goes to 1-2 on Almeida. Bolster. Big lead for Almeida at second. Dancing off unattended. And that is a strike called. And Bolster goes down looking. And that makes 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Runner at second. Score 6-2 Lawrence. The other thing about that throw from Kuchar is you used to taking infield in the gym early in the season. Swing and a miss from Nolan Owens, the shortstop. Nolan walked in the second. When you set up and do infield in the gym, the throw is about half as far as it is when you get outside, and it looks so far those first few times you're out. There goes Almeida. Almeida steals third pretty much without even a look. Almeida runs well, and he's an intelligent base runner. It's 0-2 on Owens. That's up, 1-2. So Almeida alertly takes third base as he realized there was not a lot of attention being paid to him. Now he's 90 feet away from scoring the Bulldogs' 7th run. Oh, a nice block by Chapa, who's doing a nice job behind the plate. He's had to work hard. He's probably the warmest guy in the field right now. Well, Bill Brooks looks like he's pretty bundled up as well. He has the benefit of the chest protector as well. Swing and a miss. And down goes Owens. Seroy strikes out the side. But after 3 full, it is Lawrence 6, Waterville 2. We'll be back in just a moment.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
And we are back here at Kai's Field for the top of the fourth inning. Sean Wall steps in to lead it off for the Purple Panthers. That's a ball outside. Wall singled in his last at bat, second inning. The ball 2-0 on Walsh. Walsh is the right fielder here today. More kicks and deals. Ground ball back to Moore, who runs halfway to first and flips to Johnson for the out. 1-3 on the putout. Into the box steps Jaden Veazey. Jaden walked in the second. Moore gets ahead 0-1 with that fastball on the outside part of the plate. Infield pretty straight away on Veazey, the number 9 hitter. Swing and look out. Look out, Gage. That almost came through the opening in the fence. Another 1.5 foot lower, and I might have been working solo here today. Gage would have caught it. I have faith. Foul ball. We are still 0-2 on Veazey. Moore looking to record the second out via strikeout right here. And just a little bit low, I think. 1-2 on Veazey. And that is strike 3. Moore records the second out of the inning, and Veazey is dispatched, and that brings up Oliver Levan, the top of the order for Waterville here in the fourth. Again, the score 6-2 Lawrence. Strike 1. More smart. He's a smart pitcher. He knows where his bread is buttered here in that outside part of the plate. And again, Bill Brooks being consistent like he always is. That's a ball high, 1-1 to count on Levan. That one was just a little bit low. In that same part of the plate, just a little bit too low. 2-1. Same spot, 3-1. These teams looking to get off to a little better start than the Red Sox are. They just got swept by the Yankees. That's a strike. Count runs full on Levan. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Strike 3. Ball squirts away, but McLean throws down to Johnson for the out. And Levan goes down on strikes. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for Moore and the Bulldogs here in the top of the fourth. Lawrence will send the 9-1-2 batters, Giroux, McLean, and Pellerin up in the bottom of the fourth. Gage and I just remarking it is not getting warmer. And I'm looking at the flag outside the right field fence. Pretty much straight out. It's blowing straight out to left field. Searoyce is back out for the bottom of the fourth. We'll see how long Coach Beckwith goes with Searoyce. See if I can see his pitch count here on Game Changer. I'm not sure if I'll be allowed to with, I'm not doing the official score. I don't want to affect that process. Doesn't look like I can right at the moment. Yeah, yeah. So I don't have the benefit of a monitor today. Our monitor quit on us, so I'm flying without instruments today as we get this season started. 2026. Bulldogs hold a 6-2 lead here as we go to the bottom of the fourth. And again, they will lead off with their number 9 hitter, Caleb Giroux. Throw down from Chiappa is a good one. Coach Pelletier with some sage advice for Giroux. I like the way he swung the bat his first time up. He's not afraid to swing it. So Searoyce begins his fourth inning of work. Infield straight away. Kuchar, the shortstop, playing midway through the infield. Little nubber in front of the plate. That's a fair ball. Nice job by Chiappa getting inside, getting a little angle to throw past the runner for the out. So 1 pitch, 1 out for the Bulldogs. That's going to be a 2-3 put out on the little nubber. Keenan McLean with the big hit of the game earlier steps in. He grounded to short his first at bat and then lined that 2-run single in the second. Takes a ball outside. Searoyce kicks and deals. Ground ball foul just outside the third base line. And hustles off to retrieve it. Count is 1-1 on McLean. McLean doing the catching today for the Bulldogs. Just inside. 2-1. Popped foul. Plenty of room on that side. First baseman ranges over and makes the play. Wyatt Jones on the putout. That is F3 for McLean. And in strides Trevor Pellerman. Trevor walked in the first, hit a sacrifice fly to center in the second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. And don't look now, but the sun is peeking out. And it probably didn't really raise the temperature, but psychologically it definitely raised my mood just a little bit. Ball high and in. 2-0 on Pellerman. Pellerman had an excellent basketball season for the Bulldogs this winter. Oh yeah, here comes the sun gauge. We're gonna be practically roasting here in a minute. Hoping the greenhouse effect works a little bit. These windows will produce a little heat for us. This is a strike on Pellerman. That's 3-1. Outfield playing straight away. Center field is pretty deep. That's ball 4. And Pellerman works his second walk of the game. Number 3 hitter Jackson Dangler. Steps in. Dangler today has walked and popped to second. Chapman takes a moment to speak with his pitcher. Talk over how they are going to pitch Dangler. Wouldn't be surprised to see Pellerin on the move here. 2 outs. Pellerin just wanted to see the signs again. See what Coach Pelletier's got up his sleeve. Just outside. Count goes to 1-0 on Dangler. And Pellerin's on the run. Ball high. Throw down by Chapper is too late. Nice jump by Pellerin. Chapper really never had a chance. And a stolen base for Pellerin. One thing with Sirois, he'll keep that high leg kick even with runners on base. Some guys you'll see go to the slide step just to get the ball to the plate a little bit. Sirois chooses not to do that. There's a high pop up on the left side of the infield. Pellerin still wheeling because that's a tough play, but Kucha puts it away. F6. Nice job by Kucha on that high pop up. And that is going to end the inning. We had a walk, no runs. After 4 complete, it is Lawrence 6, Waterville 2, and we will be right back to Keyes Field in a moment.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
And we are back for the top of the 5th. Waterville will send their 2, 3, 4 hitters to the plate. Down 6-2. Looking to chip away at the Lawrence lead, starting with the second baseman Milo Taylor leading off here in the 5th. Strike 1 on Taylor, 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss, quickly 0-2. Taylor today has struck out and got out on an error in the 3rd inning and did eventually score. Ground ball to second, charged by Almeida, fires on to first and out at first base. 4-3 on the putout, and the leadoff batter is taken care of. A 4-3 putout. 1 down here in the top of the 5th, 6-2 Lawrence. Ball high. This is Felix Chapa. Chapa hit that bomb to left center field. One hopped over the fence for a ground rule double in the 1st, and he walked in the 3rd. It's a ball. 2-0 the count on Chapa. Dangerous hitter. Lawrence is happy to see him with nobody on base. That's ball 3. See if Chapa gets the green light here on 3-0. And he does. Hits it hard, but right back at Moore. And Moore throws to first for the out. 1-3 on the putout. We have 2 down quickly here in the top of the 5th. Those are 2 big outs for the Bulldogs. You work into the heart of the order here with the 2-3 hitters, and now number 4, Jacoby Sirois, the pitcher, steps in. 2 outs, nobody on. Foul straight back. More kicks and deals. And it's a strike. Quickly 0-2 on Serois. Serois was hit by a pitch in the first and struck out looking in the third. Fly ball pretty well hit the center. Oh, a bobbling, juggling catch by Giroux in center field. Giroux started in on that ball, realized his mistake and quickly retreated and managed to snow cone it for the third out. F8 for Serois. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Bulldogs. And we'll head to the bottom of the fifth, where the Bulldogs will send their cleanup hitter Pelletier, followed by Dawson Moore and then Anthony Almeida. Bulldogs holding a 6-2 lead here on opening day from Keyes Field. Always exciting, the start of a new season. High hopes. Everyone starts off on a level playing field. Later on today, we're going to have a little post-game show. It's brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company with 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. We will have a play of the game brought to you by Chase Toys and a player of the game brought to you by Hammond Lumber. We have a few people vying for that player of the game, I would say at this point. Dawson Moore certainly being one of them. Keenan McLean with a big hit earlier, putting his name in the ring. We'll see if Waterville can mount a comeback and see if they might have somebody enter the fray. Looks like Waterville has put a new pitcher in. Trying with my old man eyes to see what number that is. Gage, can you tell what number that is? Is that 26 or 28? 26. Well, that is Harper Hubbard. I should have known that because he's just moving from third. Looks like Serois and Hubbard just switched positions is all. So let's make that note in my now quite messy scorebook. So Serois is now your third baseman. Hubbard on the pitch. Hubbard, a tall, lanky right-hander, looking to hold the Bulldogs to just 6 runs and give his teammates a chance to start chipping away on this Bulldog lead as we head to the bottom of the fifth. And quite honestly, I shouldn't say this, but a fairly quick-moving game considering it's the first game of the year. And now that I've said that, Gage, it's going to take another 3 hours to play these last couple innings. Yes, Gage has been here all day, starting early with a lacrosse game and got all kinds of stuff going on, so. There's the sun peeking through a little bit, which again helps the spirits. Looks like the weekend isn't going to be too bad. We hear the ball's in call and we are ready to begin. Here in the bottom of the fifth, Pelletier, your third baseman, steps in for Lawrence. So the new pitcher is Hubbard. Facing Pelletier here in the bottom of the fifth with the Bulldogs ahead 6-2 here on opening day at Keyes Field. We have a steady breeze blowing out to left. Field in pretty good condition considering it's still early in the year and we've had some rain. Swing and a miss for Pelletier. The count goes to 0-1. Hubbard moving over from third base. Kicks and deals. That one's up just a little bit, 1-1 on Pelletier. Pelletier today has singled and walked. So 1 for 1 on the day. We'll get away from Hubbard just a little bit. Count goes to 2-1. Again, Chapa doing a nice job behind the dish today, blocking a lot of balls. Just what you want to do on a 45-degree windy cold day is have baseballs thrown at you, and there's another one. Chapa moving just a little bit more slowly after those now, after the yeoman work he's done here today. Getting his exercise. Pelletier grounds to third. Seroy steps in, nice throw across the diamond. And 5-3 on the putout. We have one away here in the bottom of the fifth. Nice job by Chapa, hustling down to back up that play. Chapa is an impressive young ball player for sure. If Waterville can mount a comeback, and he'd certainly be in consideration for that player of the game we mentioned earlier. Defense straight away as Dawson Moore, the pitcher, steps in. Count goes to 0-1 on Dawson, who has walked and struck out on the day so far. Hubbard kicks in, deals. Swing and a miss. 0-2 quickly on Moore. Moore out ahead of that one. Hubbard is a lanky young man. Kicks and deals, and strike three quickly dispatches of Dawson Moore. Ball sails into left field on the around the horn. Again, you won't see that as much toward the end of the year. Almeida steps in, struck out in the first, reached on an error in the third. Off-speed pitch on the outside part of the plate for a strike. 0-1 on Almeida. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth, with Lawrence leading 6-2. Swinging a foul. Oh, Coach Pelletier standing a little too flat-footed for that one. And then he drops the toss from the third baseman. I am going to let Coach Pelletier hear about this. He's over there chuckling. Somebody just gave him some grief because he's over there laughing, looking into the crowd. That is strike three looking, and Hubbard comes in and just mows Lawrence down in the bottom of the fifth. And after 5 complete, your score remains Lawrence 6 and Waterville 2. We will be right back to Kai's Field.
Remodel your kitchen, find all the materials and services you need at Hammond Lumber Company. Get inspired by the extensive in-store displays in Hammond's kitchen, bath, and flooring division. Hammond's designers will help you visualize your space before the work begins. And all design fees are refunded when you purchase your materials from them. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. When it's time for a new kitchen, it's time to bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Redington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Redington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net.
And welcome back to Kai's Field. We have a couple defensive changes for the Bulldogs. On to pitch. Anthony Almeida moves from second to the mound. Dawson Moore, the fine job on the mound for the Bulldogs today, moves to shortstop, and the shortstop, Nolan Owens, moves over to second. would say Coach Pelletier should be really happy with the outing from Dawson Moore today. Alameda comes in to try to protect the lead. 6-2 Lawrence. We're going to head to the top of the sixth. Waterville will send Wyatt Jones, Harper Hubbard, and Derek Kuchar to the plate. We're just remarking the softball game just ended. All right. Okay, yeah. We were trying to see what the score was from way down yonder. Gage think it was 10-1 or 10-2. Was that in favor of Lawrence or Waterville? Lawrence. Yeah, we're speculating. We probably shouldn't speculate. Yeah, we're trying to figure out which side the home is. If it's the same as this scoreboard, which I think it is, the home is on the right. But in any event, Wyatt Jones steps in, flew to right in the first, struck out in the third. Alameda's first pitch is in for a strike. 0-1 on Hubbard. Jones. What a great baseball name, Wyatt Jones. Swing a foul ball. 0-2. Anthony Almeida, the pitcher. Fine basketball player. Outstanding three-point shooter. And strike three on the corner. And Wyatt Jones goes down on 3 pitches. And Almeida records his first strikeout. Dawson Moore ended up striking out 7 Purple Panthers in his day's work. Really encouraging for Coach Pelletier to see veteran Moore come out and make a statement like that here on game 1. Swing and a miss. Harper Hubbard now doing the pitching. Harper grounded to shortstop in the second. Singled in the third. Swing and a miss. Almeida with 5 consecutive strikes to start his outing. There's a first ball delivered by Almeida, but it was a good waste. 1-2 the count. Almeida trying for that outside part of the plate, which he's watched be a strike all day long. 1-2. Almeida with the delivery. And a swing and a miss. And Almeida's making quick work of the Purple Panthers here in the top of the 6th. That is one thing about the major leagues. I love the pitch count, the pitch clock. 30-second pitch clock. Not sure if everyone does like it, but I know I do. It makes the games go quite a bit quicker. I think Major League Baseball has made some good moves the last couple of years. That's a strike to start things off with Derek Kuchar, who has popped to the catcher and struck out today. 0 for 2. There's a ball. Count goes to 1-1. Almeida's a junior right-hander. Kicks and deals, and that's a strike on the outside part of the plate. Count goes to 1-2 on Kuchar. Kuchar stays alive, fouls it off. 1-2 will remain the count. Just outside. Good offering from Almeida. Swing and a miss. And Almeida comes in and strikes out the side. Impressive outing, or the beginning to the outing for Almeida, striking out the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Purple Panthers. And your score remains 6-2 Lawrence as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Redington Fairview General Hospital is a local independent critical access hospital providing quality comprehensive healthcare services. Located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan. Learn more at rfgh.net. Discover your next outdoor getaway at Two Rivers Campground, located along the scenic Kennebec River and West Arunset Stream in Skowhegan. Adventure, relaxation, and great memories await. Start your journey at Two Rivers Campground. Visit us online or call us 474-6482. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com. Just thinking how nice my heated seats are going to feel in my truck when I leave the game today. Yeah, the heated seats is a nice thing, which certainly did not exist back when I first started driving. My first car, a 1977 Chrysler Cordoba, was like a boat. Didn't have really any features like that. In fact, it barely ran. So we head to the bottom of the 6th, and Lawrence will send a pinch hitter up. This is number 27. It's not in the book yet, and I temporarily have forgotten his name, so we'll get that to you in just a second. 1-1 the count. Hubbard back up for his second inning of work. Line drive, base hit for number 27, who I will get your name in just a second. I've completely spaced on it, and I can't find it on the roster. There's a base hit. Line drive up the middle. Nice piece of hitting. And the Bulldogs have their leadoff hitter on here in the bottom of the 6th with a single. Oh, that's Hayden Lockhart. I'm sorry. I knew that too. I just had a brain cramp. Okay, we have another pinch hitter here. Braden Hebert. Fly ball to right and missed by the right fielder. It drops in. Sean Wall struggled to find that ball, and it landed just behind him. So Hebert reaches first. We have runners at first and second. I'm going to have to call that an E9. That was one that clearly should have been caught. It is tough conditions, and again, early in the season, it's not unusual. Another ball put in play, right center field. That's down for a hit. Deep right center field. In comes Lockhart to score. On the line drive single by Caleb Giroux. I was saying earlier, I like the way Giroux swings the bat. He's aggressive, and it paid off there. Lawrence jumping on these early pitches. Runners at first and third. 7-2 Lawrence. And we are back up to the top of the order with Keenan McLean, who was grounded to short, singled, and popped to first. So Lockhart scores. Hebert at third, and stealing second, Caleb Giroux, putting runners at second and third here with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Excuse me, nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. Popped up. That's going to be a tough play with the wind, and it drops. It did drop. That's a fair ball. Throw to the plate, not in time. Alert base running by Hebert, and the Bulldogs get another run. And this is what we were talking about earlier with just the compounding of things. When things go bad on a day like this early in the season, sometimes the wheels just fall off a little bit. So Waterville looking to stop the bleeding here a little bit as Trevor Pellerin steps in. Once again, first and third. Your score now 8-2 Lawrence. Ground ball left side, through for a hit. Pellerin reaches with a single, and in to score is Giroux. And Lawrence is jumping on these early pitches, being very aggressive. And now takes a 9-2 lead. Pellerin now actually 1 for 1 on the day with a sacrifice and 2 bunts. 1 for 2, excuse me. Jackson Dangler, the hitter, popped up. This is also going to be a tough play because that is way up there. Kuchar, though, makes the play. And Lawrence continues to swing at the first pitch and not allow me a moment to read my scorebook. But anyway, that is a F6. Keeping an old man hopping here. All right, maybe Pelletier will give us a little break here. This is Jack Pelletier. Singled, walked, and grounded to third. 9-2 Lawrence here in the bottom of the 6th. We got 1 out. This inning hasn't gone quite so well for the pitcher, Hubbard. Ground ball down the third base line. That's in for a hit. And in to score is McLean. On to third is Pellerin, and into second with a double is Jack Pelletier. And Lawrence is continuing to just jump on these first pitches. I think they found a successful recipe here. Runners at second, third. We still only have 1 out. Base hit could actually end this game. Waterville brings the infield in. This is Dawson Moore. Moore today is 0 for 2 with a walk. And the count runs to 2-0 on Moore. A flurry of activity here in the bottom of the 6th. Lawrence has put up 4 runs, looking for more. And that's ball 3. Count runs to 3-0 on Dawson Moore. Again, the Bulldogs trying to mercy rule this thing here. Waterville looking to stop that. Infield's in to try to cut down that run. And there's a strike. 3-1 to Moore. Hubbard looking to stop the bleeding here. Give his mates another chance. Foul tip at the plate. Count runs even. Moore just a little bit out ahead of that one. 3-2 the count. Kicks and deals. That's ball 4. And Moore has walked for the 2nd time today, and that's going to load the bases for Anthony Almeida, the pitcher. Corners are up. They'll go 4 with the ball should it come to them. Looks like the middle infield's double play depth. Strike 1 from Hubbard. Almeida quickly down 0-1. Line drive right at Kuchar. That's going to be a double play. Got Pelletier off on the line drive. A little base running blunder there, but the Bulldogs do come up with 4 more runs. And after 6 complete, your score is Lawrence 10, Waterville 2. We will be right back to Kai's Field in just a moment.
Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com.
And we're back here at Lawrence High School for the top of the 7th. Lawrence, the 10-2 lead. Anthony Almeida heading into his second inning of work. We got a couple defensive changes here, it looks like. Well, no, actually, no, they were from the last inning. Still in the same. They just fooled me there as they switched around a little bit. Almeida looks sharp in his first inning of work, striking out the side. He's going to face the 8-9-1 hitters here for Waterville here in the top of the 7th. Sean Walsh steps to the plate. Sean is singled and grounded back to the pitcher. 10-2 Lawrence. Here on the opening day, 2026. Swing and a miss. And Almeida continues to just pour in strikes here, which is exactly what you want if you're Coach Pelletier with a big lead. Popped up. This could be trouble, but it looks like Moore is underneath than he is and makes the catch for the out. Nice job by Moore ranging back over his left shoulder to make that play. And we have one away here in the top of the 7th. Swing and a miss. Almeida is a strike throwing machine right at the moment. This is Jaden Veazey. He's walked and struck out on the day. Fly ball to right. And I'm going to correct what I just said. That was not Veazey. I apologize. Let me find out who that was indeed. That was somebody who was not on their roster. That was number 1. There is no number 1 on the roster they turned in today, so I apologize. Don't know who that was. Back to the top of the order and quickly popped into center field and caught for the out. And that is going to do it. A quick 7th. And Almeida, excellent job in relief today. Set down all 6 men that he faced. And your final score here from Lawrence. Lawrence 10 and Waterville 2. A nice start to the season for the Bulldogs. It's exactly what Coach Pelletier was hoping for today. Nice start. Today's precision play of the game is brought to you by Chase Toys and has only precision brands like Polaris ATVs, Skidoo snowmobiles, Link snowmobiles, Climb apparel, plus Toro and Husqvarna lawn and garden equipment. See what's available on the Thorndike Road in Unity or online at chasetoysinc.com. And there are a few choices here, but we're going to go for the play of the game with Keenan McLean's 2-run single way back in the 2nd when the game was still in a doubt. And Keenan McLean had a 2-run single to kind of separate Lawrence away from Waterville a little bit. So the play of the game is Keenan McLean's 2-run single back in the 2nd. Today's player of the game is Dawson Moore. Player of the game is brought to you by Hammond Lumber with 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire and online at hammondlumber.com. Dawson Moore with 7 strikeouts and 5 innings of work for Coach Pelletier and was in pretty good command all day long. Had a little trouble with the breaking ball, but worked through that and ended up with 7 strikeouts, allowing only 2 runs over 5 innings of work. So your player of the game today, senior pitcher Dawson Moore. Coach Pelletier's got to be happy about how this game went today. The Bulldogs start the season 1-0. Waterville, of course, falls to 0-1. On Monday, Lawrence will be hosting, and let me check my notes here. Lawrence is going to be hosting Lawrence hosts Belfast on Monday, looking to go 2-0. Belfast won their opener. Waterville will be at Mount View on Monday, looking to get on the winning track. And that's going to do it here from Kai's Field. Oh, okay, Waterville on Wednesday. So we will be covering the game in Waterville on Wednesday here on Epic View Studios. Thank you all for joining us today. That's going to do it for us. Final score, Lawrence 10, Waterville 2. So long from Kai's Field. Have a good weekend.
Building a new home or garage or expanding your current living space, the Home Planning Center specialist and Hammond Lumber Company are here to help. Bring them your ideas and explore Hammond's digital library of stock drawings for more inspiration. Hammond's drafting department will provide a customized floor plan. Once you approve the design, you'll receive detailed plans and a complete materials list. And when you buy all your materials from them, Hammond will refund all your design fees. To get started, bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition. Sportsman, legendary tough.
Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity, and call Josh or Brian today at 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
When you're ready to remodel your kitchen, find all the materials and services you need at Hammond Lumber Company. Get inspired by the extensive in-store displays in Hammond's kitchen, bath, and flooring division. Hammond's designers will help you visualize your space before the work begins, and all design fees are refunded when you purchase your materials from them. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. When it's time for a new kitchen, it's time to bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Reddington Fairview General Hospital is an independent, critical access community hospital located in Skowhegan, Maine. Reddington Fairview provides quality, comprehensive healthcare services including adult, geriatric, pediatric primary care, women's health, specialty care, surgical services, and rehabilitation services. We also provide diabetes education, community health education, wellness programs, and support groups. The hospital is located at 46 Fairview Avenue in Skowhegan, Maine. To learn more, call 207-474-5121 or visit online at rfgh.net. Looking for a career in the electrical trade? E.S. Boulos Company has a comprehensive package just waiting for you. 1-866-865-5758 for more information or scan the QR code below. Central Maine Motors Auto Group. Discover the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle with their extensive inventory and expert guidance. Call their dedicated and professional sales team at 207-358-4606 or visit cmautogroup.com.
Building a new home or garage or expanding your current living space, the Home Planning Center specialist at Hammond Lumber Company are here to help. Bring them your ideas and explore Hammond's digital library of stock drawings for more inspiration. Hammond's drafting department will provide a customized floor plan. Once you approve the design, you'll receive detailed plans and a complete materials list. And when you buy all your materials from them, Hammond will refund all your design fees. To get started, bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Any commercial use, rebroadcast, retransmission, or distribution of the following presentation without the express written consent of Epic View Studios is strictly prohibited.
Purpose-built, adventure-ready, freedom to go further. At Polaris, we have a history of making history. 40 years, and still redefining what's possible. This is the Sportsman 570 40th Anniversary Edition.
At 948-5729.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Today's game is sponsored by NEL Analytical, located at 227 China Road in Winslow, Maine's largest laboratory services provider. NEL Analytical offers complete laboratory services including water, environmental testing, and analysis in chemistry and microbiology, as well as custom and standard media manufacturing services. Call NEL Analytical today for all of your testing needs at 873-7711.
When you're ready to remodel your kitchen, find all the materials and services you need at Hammond Lumber Company. Get inspired by the extensive in-store displays in Hammond's kitchen, bath, and flooring division. Hammond's designers will help you visualize your space before the work begins. And all design fees are refunded when you purchase your materials from them. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. When it's time for a new kitchen, it's time to bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.